What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gersh1.
And today we're back to answer your questions in another episode of For the Greater
WAAAGH. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you. If you want to ask us a question, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. That is what Maestro Alvis did. Are you related to Levi Maestro? Maestro knows, the man who inspired me to make videos. Check him out online. Maestro knows. Anyways, he asks, how long did it take Slaanesh to be born? Did its presence instantly descend upon the Eldar, or was there a gradual descent? Time and space in the warp doesn't follow the same rules as it does here in real space. So I guess in one way, Slaanesh has existed forever, but at the same time, there was a beginning.
Yeah.
It was kind of a gradual thing. So the Eldar Empire reached a pinnacle where they were a utopia. They didn't have to work anymore, farming, all that kind of stuff. Even dying was very rare. So they descended into like heathenistic cults, giant orgies, bloodbaths, all that kind of good stuff. And then in a split second, Slaanesh was born. But the energies were coalescing within the warp for a while.
Yeah, these energies that were happening at a certain time and point were mixing in a timeless, spaceless area.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense, but it does.
Mm-hmm. So it's a tricky answer, and if you don't understand it, start worshipping Tzeentch, and maybe then you'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
And why Tzeentch and not Slaanesh? Because knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Hide it well. Next question.
This one's a question that we get pretty often, so let's give it another round. The Mandela Bird asks, if the Primarchs were to have an arm wrestling tournament, who would win? This is pre-heresy, though.
If it's pre-heresy, my money's on Vulcan just because of size. Vulcan was the biggest space marine.
Yeah.
If not Vulcan, Sanguinius, because he has wings, and I feel like that would, like...
He's got more, like, leverage.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to Ferris Manus, because that literally translates to Iron Hand. And I think... Well, no, because just because your hands are made of iron doesn't mean you're stronger. But legend has it that iron in his hands were actually necrodermis. So maybe the little tiny micro robots can help him.
What do you guys think?
Speaking of what do you guys think? So I got a little conundrum here. I've watched bits and pieces of The Office and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Which one should I watch from start to finish?
The Office.
That's what everybody tells me.
The Office is like just wholesome, good fun.
But Danny DeVito, though. Like,
he's not even in all of it, though.
Yeah, I know. He's not.
I think there's a season where he's in like an episode. So.
But I mean, that just makes his appearance so much better.
Sometimes it's just like he shows up, says something, and leaves.
It's gold. Like that GIF I sent you where he's all naked coming out of the couch.
Was that from It's Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Haven't seen that episode. But I have seen all the episodes of The Office.
And The Office is also leaving Netflix pretty soon.
No, it's not. Really?
Yeah. Because I think NBC owns it or something like that.
Yep.
And they're coming out with their own streaming service.
Ooh.
So they're like pulling it back.
That's ridiculous. This is the one and only time that I think that there should be a centralized streaming service. Normally I don't like the whole idea of like putting everything into one, especially because it's like
it's a monopoly.
It turns into a monopoly because it's not owned by the government. But in this situation, it's really annoying because I wanted to watch Robot, right? Or Mr. Robot.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't watch it because I didn't have that one streaming network. I wanted to watch the new Twilight stuff. Can't watch it because it's in another streaming network. I can't be paying like fucking $10 a month for like 10 different... That's $100, man.
For just one show.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get the argument of, oh, for $10 you get the whole series when it's like $30 to get like a box set.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then you need to like invest that time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
But yeah, let me know at least.
Next question comes from Gutter Snipe Pie. In Australia, we have a game show called Hard Quiz, where contestants choose the subject they are being quizzed on. If you guys were to go on the show with Warhammer 40K as your subject, do you think you would win?
I feel like 40K has a lot to pull from, and I think it depends on how specific the answers are. Like if they say, in Gaunt's Ghost's novel, this character was drinking this type of fluid. What was it called or something?
Yeah, in that situation, I would say no. Even if it's a broad question, me personally, I would not be able to like go very far. Because even you guys, when you guys ask, what Space Marine chapter has like Dreadnought as their chapter master? There is like 2 chapters, and we've talked about them. I can't remember the names. So, and that doesn't help me at all.
Yeah. I'm not good with trivia games, period.
Yeah.
Because, like, I tend to... Same thing with, like, tests. I tend to overthink things. Where it's like, oh, I know it's this, but I'm like, that seems too easy. Maybe it's something else. And it's like, oh, I should have gone with my gut answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool, though. We should do, like, a game show type questionnaire.
We should get another person, like a 40K theories, if he ever answers his email, and do something like that. Because everybody comes to Illinois for Adepticon. It would be nice to organize something for that. We'll see what happens.
Jeopardy, 40K style.
Yeah. Loser gets to get punched in the balls.
Huh. Punch me already, guys.
Next question comes from Reject X7. Since both Kroot and Scourgers are mercenaries, could they ever team up for a bigger score, then kill each other later? Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. That's what allies are for. The Mandela Bird. Are the Catan able to go into the warp? And if so, what happens to them?
No, they prefer not to. They're not warp. It's kind of like what happens when the Tau go into the warp. They get mind screwed.
And Catan are actually really weak against warp. So more fuel to the fire that Catan are Pokemon.
Yeah. Next question comes from Aaron Daniels. He has 3 questions. Are reasonable Marines more of a special force version of a Space Marine unit? Reasonable Marines are just ridiculous, and we're not going to talk about them. Next question is, if the Imperium fights against Xenos and Chaos, why don't they lure the Tyranids into the Eye of Terror and fight for them? Because you never know what's going to happen to the Tyranids. The Tyranids adapt. You might throw them into the Eye of Terror, and then all of a sudden you have Tyranid Chaos, which there does exist.
What is it, High Fleet Gorgon?
Yeah.
They specifically fight against Chaos.
Yeah, but I'm saying like...
Oh, like a chaotically infused?
Yeah.
Like, Nurgle Tyranids.
Yeah.
Matt's got some from Mini Wargaming.
Mini Wargaming, yeah. So I don't think they would want to do that. They have used Tyranids in the past as like a biological weapon against the Orcs, which is why the what's that one battle? The battle in the place where I like
Battle of the Bastards?
No. Where it's Orcs and Tyranids.
Oh, the Octavius sector?
Yeah, the Octavius sector was spurred on by, I think, Inquisitor Critman or something like that, and that just proved to be horrible because the 2 factions are just getting stronger. Whoever comes out on top is going to be a force that is just going to wipe out the entire galaxy. And then his last question is, which 40K books have you not read yet? All of them for me.
There's a lot. Our buddy says that we should like invest in like Audible and just like listen to it in our downtime, which sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. But
if you guys do have Audible, let us know. Like, is like the whole Horus Heresy on there, or is it like bits and pieces?
I thought you were gonna say, if you guys do have Audible, can you just share your username and password? Especially if you have the unlimited one. I was gonna say, if I start listening to 40K novels, then I can't watch my WebDM, and I need my WebDM. I need my Josh and Pruitt. Every day. I've been watched each episode like at least 3 times.
I can't wait.
And I find like new little pieces every time. Check out WebDM if you guys play D&D, and if you don't, check out WebDM just because it's cool.
Yeah.
Next question.
This one is by Chris Oberg. Will there be another Warhammer 40K video game? And if so, do you think it'll feature the Children of Nurgle?
Yes and yes. There's constantly
video games being churned out.
The latest one that I found out, and I thought was kind of interesting, was like a smaller version of Battlefleet, which I don't understand. Like, if you already have Battlefleet,
is it like a free version of that?
Maybe. But yeah, it's weird. Next question.
This one is by the Mandela Bird. Is there a model that is actually better on the tabletop than in the lore?
That's better on the tabletop.
So he must like really suck in lore. I want to say maybe all the little like the lesser versions of like the troops of the army, like Nurglings, Gretchen, those kind of things. Because technically, a mob of Gretchen has a chance of taking down like a Primarch.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So there is a flaw in that. But other than that, because I'm trying to think of the orcs, because I know the orc model's the best. Weird boys seem very bizarre and very like random, and it's not the case in 40K or in the tabletop. In the tabletop, you know what's gonna happen to a weird boy. You know what he's gonna do, and it's like he might die, but like he's gonna fulfill his purpose. Whereas like in the lore, it seems like the weird boys kind of just go out and, well, sometimes they do work, sometimes they just kill themselves.
Yeah. I feel like it's like that with your Ludas.
Yeah, Ludas they suck.
But, I mean, they have the opportunity of being good.
Yeah. Last question.
This one is by Shi Shinu. Can Necrons be corrupted by the warp? No, because they're not psychers. Like, do they register in the warp?
No.
Not at all, right?
They're not living. They don't have souls.
Silly me. See, we wouldn't do good in game show.
Yeah, we would lose.
Yeah. But no. I think the closest thing to them being corrupted is by the flare virus. For the ones that like wear skin on them. Yeah.
This is the last question. I'm just gonna and I want to answer it just because it happens to me all the time. It's by Houston Bangs. It says, don't your models get a lot of dust? What is your cleaning routine? And you're probably asking that because the models are like back there and then they're like all over the place. And the answer is yes. They collect a lot of dust. I have a airbrush that always clogs on me, so now I just use it to like brush off the dust.
Clog it, yeah.
So yeah, that's the only reason that I have it now. But yeah, they do collect a lot of dust. I don't recommend you leaving your models out like that unless you have a, what is it called? Glass?
Yeah, glass case.
Yeah, glass case.
Yeah, I don't have that option or that issue because all my models, they're like in bins with bubble wrap in case like something happens. So yeah, they don't get dusty.
Those were the questions for today. Thank you for sending those questions our way. If you guys have more questions, comment down below. We love answering them, and see you tomorrow.
Sound Alchemist.
Gershwin.
Out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any